And I'm going to talk about how Copilot can help project managers. So there are many Copilots, as we know, but during my conversation with different clients, what I notice, it's good to specify role-based thing where we can say, okay, these are the 5 Copilot can be helpful, or 3 Copilot can be helpful for your specific job role and how you can use it. And then train them accordingly. That can increase their adoption and they know what they're getting out of it rather than getting confused between different Copilots, right? So, and this is where I thought let's have a talk about it. And yeah, so I don't want to go much in a detail on my introduction because I spoke last week as well, so many of you know about it. So I'm Samir Makwana. I'm from Canada. I'm MVP in Copilot Studio, global speaker, and event organizer. Also, we run a community call called Canadian Cloud Community, where we're going to show many hands-on demos starting February. So stay tuned on that. This is my LinkedIn QR code or any other Twitter or social media platform you want me to connect on, right? So what are the top manager tasks, project manager tasks? So I would say taking meeting notes, brainstorming ideas, action items, because that's what people ask after the meeting, what we're going to get, how we're going to move forward, and so on, right? And the last is, when can I get a project plan or the reports? So think about the scenario where you are a project manager or part of the team, and you are kicking off a project for rolling out a Copilot or any other product of Microsoft. And after that kickoff call, you need to work on some brainstorming calls where you do some whiteboarding sessions. And then after you go ahead and build some action item out of it and prepare a project plan on top of it, right? And this is where exactly we're going to land into that AI-powered project management through Copilot. So what we're going to touch base today, we're going to look at the teams, which many of you know. Then we're going to touch base on Whiteboard, how Whiteboard can help you do the brainstorming more effective. And then we're going to touch base on a planner because there is wonderful agent available in a planner, which is called Project Manager Agent, which we're going to use it to build plan as well as generate the reports. So all these 3 are powered by Copilot. Copilot in Teams for the meetings, where you record the meetings and generate a transcript and ask many questions during the call, after the call, and you can generate a recap or summary email out of it and so on, right? And so use that content into the whiteboard. So think about it, you have a project kickoff call as a project manager, where you have discussed very high level points, like how are we gonna do security assessment, how are we gonna train user, how are we gonna prepare the help desk when we roll out Copilot, right? So all those high level points are defined in project kickoff call, but later on, each of those things needs to be brainstormed and needs to put more and more detail within it. And that's where we do whiteboarding, where we do a brainstorming session, we capture every detail, and then we go ahead and take that as an input for the planner, where we implement the plan within the planner using Project Manager Agent. So it will start with the Teams meeting and then go to Whiteboard and then it go to planner where we generate the plan. So without further ado, let's go and look at the demo. So you might already have used, I'm just gonna go to the meeting. So you might have already used Teams meeting in Copilot. So I'm not gonna show you everything how you do it, but basically there is a Teams meeting for a project kickoff call. You join that meeting. And then, are you still able to hear me, guys? Just wondering.
Yeah, we still got you.
Okay, perfect. All right. And then after you go to Copilot, you start your Copilot. So Copilot is your personal assistant, which will help you do the thing. But during this recording, it captures all the data discussed in that meeting and so on, which you already know. And I'm not going to show you that in demo today because that is something already done. But look at here, once that call is done, what is important? We go to the recap, we get this meeting notes, right? And this is also already because you might have done that as a project manager or the team of who manage the projects. But after this, you copy this meeting notes, and this is where it goes interesting. You go to the whiteboard. Yeah, I go to the whiteboard. I go and say, okay, Copilot, suggest, and this is where I post all the details from my call, which I had before, all right? And I say submit. Now this is what it's going to do. It's actually going to read through those content and help you prepare different sticky notes, where will be those high-level topics which we need to brainstorm and create some more content out of it. So there is a limitation here. You can get 6 sticky notes at a time. So if you need more and more, you need to click on generate more, right? And this is what you do here. You generate more. So I'm going to go up to 24, and that will be enough for today's call. And I'm going to show you quickly what to do after that. So we have 24 created. This is enough. I'm saying insert. And as you can see, there are different sticky notes on the board. So let's talk about how are we going to assign the sticky notes. We are working in a group where we have security team, we have help desk, we have HR, learning and management system people, we have key stakeholders, we have product group users or whatever. We have all those in this call, but we want them to work on this whiteboard collaboratively so that they can put their details in their sticky notes, the things they need to do, the things they need help with, and everything. So we can translate that into a project plan, right? But this is messy, right? And this is where Copilot can help us categorize them. So I just click on a button called categorize, and in a few seconds, you will see Copilot reorganizing every sticky note with different color coding, right? And you can see that now. So we have user management section, we have training and communication, support coordination, and monitoring and everything, right? This is fantastic. Now, once you categorize it, let each and every section people work on them and feed all the details they need. So I'm just going to say KIP, and they feed all the details they need here. Da, 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 da. Once they're done, there is one more thing you find very cool. You summarize this content. So you just say summarize, and there you go. So it's going to summarize all the sticky notes with the content. Think about it. You have a 90-minute call where everyone put their information, their sticky notes, and now that content is there. Okay, something wrong. All right. Okay, it was coming up. My apology. Yeah, I was too fast. Yeah, so this is where, think about, you have a 90 minutes brainstorming session where everyone had put tons of detail in each of those sticky notes, and at the end you need to summarize it, right? It's a pain, and this is where it works very well. So this is again a loop component. So what I do, I just copy paste this here. Let me copy things here, and I'm gonna use some of the high level points, and I'm just gonna go back to my teams. I'm gonna go to planner. I'm gonna say create a new plan, plan with the project manager, demo for community call. I'm gonna say pin the plan here, demo, create. So it's creating a plan. Now, we used to have a Copilot who used to do, I'm gonna show you. Now we have an agent called Project Manager Agent, which is in a preview right now, but this is so cool. So I click here to say Project Manager Agent, help me with creating a plan, and it's going to help me. So hopefully we'll see that soon. I create a plan, and I'm going to say here are the things. So I just copy pasted everything here. Plan for implementing Copilot. Now, Copilot, I say go. And this is where it's going to help me create a plan out of the content which we created. And it will give us the high level task. It might not be perfect. You still need to review it, as I said, but it will give you a starting point where to look at. And I'm going to show you one cool stuff before we hand over the call to So while this is going up, if this doesn't work, don't worry. I have another plan which I can show you how it looks, and I'll show you what Project Manager can do as well. So while this is going on, all right, there we go. It's a second try and perfectly working. All right, so I'm just gonna click on close here, and you can see that it has created some content here, which can help us move forward. Now, here's the thing. Project Manager Agent doesn't stop there. It's actually go ahead and help us do the things which is like doing some research. So let's say if I want to know what are my key stakeholder or developing training material, or what are the things I need to understand while preparing those things. So let's say if I'm worried about who's gonna research this topic, right? Who's gonna help me do this and that? And this is where you can say, all right, identifying key stakeholder. Let me pick one of the things here. All right, let's take this. Identify participant for brainstorming, or prepare distribute session agenda. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna move it. So as soon as I move it, I assign the task to Project Manager Agent, and it's processing that right now. So if I have any content assigned to this plan, it should use that information so that it can prepare those information for us and get back to us. So it's like one more hand in your project team where you don't need to wait for anyone else to work on it. You can use a Project Manager Agent to help you research and prepare some content so that you can leverage that as a one of the input for your project. Okay, so while this is going on, let's go back to, oh wow, that is fast. You can see that it has completed some of the task. It says almost ready, which is weird. I thought it's done. All right, but you can see here, it's loading the content. So for brainstorming session, for planning and coordination, this is the format we should use, the agenda and all. So this is a good thing. You can assign a task to Project Manager Agent in a planner, and it can do some of the work for you, which you don't need to wait for research and stuff to finish, right? Now, one more thing. Let's say you are 2 weeks in a project, and now people are asking, what is the status update? Where can I find my reports? So if you have tracked everything in your planner for your dates, the tasks which are completed, and so on and so forth, you can literally come here in this section. You can say, help me generate the report from the last week. And you can provide some additional instruction here. You can go ahead and say different week, 2 weeks, months, or quarter if you want to. But when you say click generate, it's actually gonna look into the content which you have put in your project plan and gonna use it to generate a very good report, I would say, with some timeline, with some pie chart, and it's really cool. I use it personally for a couple of projects where I wear many different hats, like project managers and technical guy as well. But this is really cool when you have not that sophisticated, but at the same time, very good reports. So I'll let it run. I have one other plan where I have that report already, which I'm going to show you quick rather than waiting for that report to finish. And report. All right, so this is how the report looks like. It's like executive summary, what is the status, and there's a task completion chart. Should load up. Something is not right, but yeah, you should have all those chart here and all the highlights and achievements, challenges, delays, work in progress, and everything. So if I go back to my demo, let's see what I see here. Ideally, you should see some completion chart here. It's not loading up. Something wrong with maybe with my tenant or my user right now, but it show you the chart like a Gantt chart and the a very cohesive way. So yes, this is what the Copilot and the AI for Project Manager can help. It's not to replace you, but it's more of, oh yeah, there we go. It's just a minute of time. So you can see the demo. and all the tasks, how it looks and stuff, right? And you can have your stakeholder engagement and activity and challenges and work in progress and many stuff defined here.